Behind the cape, Mr. Terrific series is in the works.
Let's hope. Let's hope it actually gets there. You know, this is just something that I could actually get behind and root for James Gunn on. It is a character that's already been featured heavily on the silver screen, so that's a plus. It also is a way for us to kind of split the baby with James. Like, yeah, it's not maybe the most known character to the general audience, but at the same time, it's a black character. Number one, I think it is a little bit of a niche character for a lot of people, and it kind of tickles James Gunn's. Oh well, this is his nerd out fancy.
Yeah.
So his wanting to get extra nerdy on some of these projects could be fulfilled with a Mr. Terrific and serve a purpose for the general audience as well at the same time. So I think that if it actually comes to pass, that's the thing, is getting it to the cutting room floor. Sure. Now it seems like they've got the guy who did Sandman. Sandman was okay. It was a little bit slow at times, a little plotting, but it was a good show. They got him, the director from that, to do the Mr. Terrific series.
Okay.
I think it's good. I think it's good. Now, you know what I'm saying? My little slight nitpick is that now we had Jon Stewart coming in on TV. Now we got Mr. Terrific coming on TV, even though he was introduced in a movie. Yeah. Let's get some of this on the silver screen. You feel me? Let's. And I think we're working towards that. I think, if Lanterns goes well, obviously we'll have a Justice League appearance coming down the line somewhere if we ever formulate it.
I was gonna say, you sure?
Yeah, I was about to say, at some point. It's got to come at some point, right? Pause. And so I think, that's the idea. And, Mr. Terrific will probably be in Man of Tomorrow. But, let's not just relegate us to television. Let's find a way to continue to get those faces on the silver screen as well.
Sure. I think Edi Gathegi has done a great job as Mr. Terrific in the film that we've seen so far. Pretty popular after, coming out from that series. I think between him and Jimmy, I think those are the two most popular characters. As far as, discourse around what's been happening in DC. And so I definitely think at the very least Mr. Terrific is deserving of some sort of platform after this. However, it does seem like people are on the clock about getting Justice League people in either a film, a series, something.
Like we didn't think that we would be 5 years going in, or going on 5 years into the James Gunn era, and not even have a smell of the League, not even have the Trinity involved. Yeah. All of them. So, I mean, guy does his thing for sure. He does what he wants to do, but I don't know how much more time he'll have after, a few more of Supergirl, like a few more of those performances, and things will get very hot if they're not already there.
I mean, you're on the clock to make this thing a thing.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of which, supposedly the woman who wrote Supergirl is going to be writing Wonder Woman and Teen Titans for this DC universe.
That's got to be course corrected, or it's a sign that nothing will change, and that he's going to just kind of stick his head in the sand and keep the course, regardless of the criticism or the theatrical performances. Yeah. If you look at this and say, yes, that person is deserving of writing, a piece of the pillars of the DC universe in Diana, then you're either not paying attention or you're not qualified to make that decision. Mm-hmm. It's not based off of any type of ideology or liking of the person. It's not personal. It's straight up, your work does not constitute giving you another shot at this. Now, however, here's a monkey wrench in all of that. Meritocracy is a lie. Okay, so the idea that she could have one of the worst, superhero movie performances theatrically that we've had this decade, and boy, have we had a lot, from Morbius, Madam Web, Flash, Quantum Mania, Brave New World. I mean, the list goes on and on of the stinkers that we've had as of late, and
quite the list.
You know, Supergirl is diving below all of them. So the idea that she could have that and then end up getting another key project in DC is still a possibility. So that's why it's kind of like if this doesn't get corrected, like if she doesn't end up elsewhere or doing something else, maybe you can still do the Teen Titans. I don't want you to mess it up, but I care less about that than I do about
Wonder Woman,
Diana,
being a pillar of the Justice League.
Yeah,
I feel like, okay, you stunk it up on Supergirl.
Oh, for sure.
The story being one of the main issues from what I'm hearing. And so I understand maybe getting another shot at things, but apparently it's 2. So that's kind of crazy.
If the movie would have made $100 million its first weekend, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Sure.
Wouldn't even be having a conversation. It'd be like, oh, it wasn't great, but they're still rising. They're still building. 68 million globally through the entire weekend. Your CFO is rationalizing why it didn't make money before the weekend's even out. It's like one of those embarrassing losses.
Yeah.
Like the one that the market clearly rejected. And there's really no saving it. Even Superman had a number. It finished at a number that was enough to claim it as a success. Whether or not it made money, they'll never actually tell you the truth about it. But the number was vast enough for them to spin it as a win. This is nowhere. It's not going to be anywhere near that. They're going to want to get away from whatever that number ends up being at the end of it as fast as possible. So, I see the chat. Clayface has a chance to really overperform relative to its budget.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking. And then also, it's coming out of a time where horror fans are looking for certain type of movies to be out. They've got a chance to kind of turn the tide in terms of perception, but you got to get to it though. Like you got to get to it. And I don't think they were expecting Supergirl to have this big of a drop or have that big of a lull.
They also probably shouldn't have made Supergirl the next movie after Superman.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
I'm just saying. Josh Marcus is over for Gunn. He should have announced Terrific before doing this Jimmy Olsen and Grog show.
I would have announced Mr. Terrific right after Superman. I don't know what we're... Yeah. But again, that's another... It's a taste thing. And we've yet to hit a place where James Gunn has separated the production of DC Studios from his own personal taste. You can think that that's a positive thing or a negative thing, but the one constant is that James does his stuff. He does the stuff he likes to do. And even from a movie like Superman, right? Looking at that cast, there would have been several more characters that I would have probably named to have a spin-off television show other than Jimmy Olsen. Like I hear the argument, okay, well, it's a way for him to introduce villains. It's a way for him to... How about a show with Lex Luthor interacting with different villains of Metropolis? Is it even close remotely in which one of those you would rather have? A Lex Luthor show or Jimmy Olsen?
Lex Luthor.
Like is it even close?
Please.
Then we have the rest of the heroes that were in there. You got Mr. Terrific, you got Green Lantern. Obviously, I want to see Green Lanterns more than I want to see Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
I would watch a Mr. Terrific show before I watched Jimmy Olsen. Didn't really care for the Hawk Girl, but I would be... if it was Shira, I would definitely be more interested in what they had going on with Hawk Girl. I don't know this character, so I don't know what to really expect from her. But the point is that he went that direction because that's how he feels, because that's part of his personal taste. It's not necessarily reflecting audience reaction or reception. Yeah, they may have found him endearing in the movie, but that was because he was flanking Rachel Brosnahan and David Cornsweet. Right? He wasn't the leading man of the entire movie.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't even all that interesting, to be honest with you.
And I like Buddy. He's a good actor. I loved Righteous Gemstones. He was funny in that. No.
And to answer what Perp said, it's not the end of the world, and Supergirl isn't the worst movie ever. We'll be okay.
It is not the worst movie ever. It is performing. It's just performing like the worst movie ever.
And plus, we're at a very pivotal time. If you were to ask me what James Gunn should have done at this point, in hindsight, he probably should have hit people with a 1-2 punch. A Superman movie followed by another pillar movie, right? That would get people excited, because you're losing people quick by niching down into these characters that people don't know much about and don't care much about.
Either it's a bad movie or it's a good movie that nobody cares about. And the latter of those two is worse. It's worse. If you're trying to convince me that it's a good film and people have rejected it that way, then it means there's a problem with your brand. The association with DC or James Gunn or however you break it down, something in there is adverse to the crowd's dollar at the moment. So,
plus, as we shown in the clip earlier last week, a lot of the things that he announced aren't coming out, and one of those things being Batman: Brave and the Bold, and we have no idea what's going on with the Batman in this universe. Right? Wonder Woman is only just now being mentioned. Like, the things that are DC staples aren't being mentioned and being replaced by Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen.
Even if the slate had gone exactly how he wanted to, right? We would have gotten things like Waller, Authority, Paradise Lost, which is a spinoff about Themyscira, where she's from. I already said Waller, Booster Gold. Like, even if things had gone perfectly to plan for James, we still wouldn't be any closer to forming the League. I don't know how close we would have been to an overarching narrative in the universe. That is a possibility. Maybe there are some chunks that are missing out of canceled projects to this point. But that's me giving a tremendous amount of bail. We just kind of got to deal with it as it is. Superman underperformed. Supergirl bombed. And now, for the rest of the year, we got Clayface and Lanterns on the slate, which could do well. But in terms of reception, it's going to take a win at the box office, like a bona fide win. If that's Clayface, then I'll come out here and I'll say it. But right now,
it's not looking
there's nothing to stand on.
Yeah.
Saying that it's not the worst movie ever is not a compliment.
No, and
it's not a compliment.
It's not a journey in the right direction. At least as of now.
You didn't make the most dog shit movie I've ever seen. There you go.
I know we need to discuss the whole situation with the author of the Children of Blood and Bone.
Woo! Y'all.
Distancing herself completely
was
from the
it
movie.
Tony? Hold on.
It's... Have fun pronouncing that name since you decided to volunteer.
You got it up already?
Yeah. Tomi Adeyemi.
That sounds pretty close.
I think we'll go with that. Tomi Adeyemi.
It was a back and forth. So, like, she said that she's not going to be involved with the project, won't be speaking on it, won't be promoting it. She also posted a screenshot of a conversation with her and Amanda Steinberg.
Sternberg.
What?
Sternberg. Stenberg.
Steinberg. Amanda Steinberg.
Stenberg.
I've never heard Stein pronounced as Sten, but
there's no I.
Amanda Stenberg. She told her not to text or call her no more. Said, don't bring up my name in interviews. Don't text me. Don't call me. Deuces. She also says that, she knows she wrote. She know how she wanted it to go. It's not going that way. So basically she's peacing out. That pretty much sets the project in hell for me. So I can't really see it going too well from here.
Do not ever use my name in an interview or video again. Do not text me. Do not call me.
Yeah.
It's supposedly what she said.
That shit
to
deep.
Amanda.
That shit deep, dog.
Yikes. And then apparently she is saying, hold on, that she will not watch the film version and she's officially separating her name.
Ouch.
What is happening with the film?
Hey, so Tina told us some months ago when it was, where were they at? Was it CinemaCon? The last.
It was one of the conventions.
I think it was CinemaCon when she went.
Right.
And she said it was very campy. Is the best description I can give. It was not very adult. It seemed like they chose to go the kid route. When you're reading young adult books, you could go the way of, a Hunger Games or something like that, or you can go the way of like Maze Runner or Divergent. Some of the more tamed in terms of violence and things that you're going to see. Twilight would be tamed.
Okay.
Yeah, tamed violence. You kind of right there in the middle where you could push them over the edge to more adult content, or you could stay within the realm of, not too gruesome or anything like that. Seems like they chose to go the not so gruesome route, or not so real, visceral.
Yeah, well, the name of it is Children
of the Blood and Bone. I know what I'm expecting.
Right. Like, how campy and broad and kid-like can you get this thing with a title like that?
I don't know, man. That makes me very nervous to see it. And the fact that she's very loud about it, like she could have just quietly walked off, not say anything, and just chose not to be involved. No, she's sounding the alarm. So that's kind of like, this is probably going to be bad.
And as I look at this cast again, I'm just like, how did
they get that bad? Yeah. Regina King, Amanda Steinberg, you got a girl
Cole, Damson Idris, Cynthia Erivo,
yep.
Idris Elba, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Viola Davis. That's a cast.
How did it go so bad?
That is a fucking cast. I really don't want to be disappointed by a cast like that.
I hope
and what happens in the movie, not necessarily by the cast.
When she's officially out of contract with the studio, I hope she gives us a full rundown of what the breakdown was. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where did it all go so wrong? And why is it fucking Mandela? What the fuck does Mandela do? She had beef with the creator for The Hate U Give too. So it's like,
damn,
starting to become a reoccurring thing with her. What up, Tony Robinson?
What up, Tony Robinson? Perp said it's going to have all American dialogue.
Dropping it in January should have just been the red flag off rip, even though that was changed over the years.
Yeah, January is a real weird time for dropping movies.
I mean, they dropped Black Panther in February. They wasn't expecting it to do shit.
I feel like February is a little bit better, tiny bit.
They're both dead periods for films. January, February, not really. That's the throwaway month.
Yeah.
It's when Captain America: Brave New World came out.
Disgusting.
It's where Quantumania came out.
Disgusting. The Jonathan Majors movie is coming out.
No!
It's coming out this fall.
No! Why? I thought the production got shut down. When did they finish the film? The last we talked about this movie, they shut down production of it.
Yeah. That was right after the thing came out of him running through a window or whatever.
Yeah, why the fuck is this happening?
It's coming this fall, Daily Wire. And I'll be there to watch it.
On the streaming service. So that's probably what the adjustment was. It's no longer going to go into theaters, and it's going to be on the streaming service.
Could be.
Where 20 people will view it. But then, inevitably, people are going to clip it, to watch Jonathan Majors be calling Uncle Tom.
Now, granted, I probably will find a way to watch it off of the streaming service.
I'm not going to hurt my eyes with that nonsense.
I'm not going to pay them $1. That's all I know. Maybe Curry Barker could give Jonathan a role. Why do I know that name? What's that name from?
Don't know. Anybody could give him a job.
Obsession. Okay.
Why won't they?
I don't know why I
who
thought it was
knows? Who knows?
Curry Barker's the director behind Obsession.
Okay.
And wrote Obsession.
Nice. Yes, anyone could give him a job.
Yeah, another white man got to give him a job instead of, the black filmmakers we got.
What do you want me to say?
I want you to say what you think of 50 Cent's new show coming out and what it's about.
You want me to tell people what it's about and then tell me what I think about it?
Yeah.
See, all right. So look. They in New Orleans, right? And
this is a new cityscape.
Yeah, we in New Orleans, right? And so like niggas got magic powers and shit.
Ooh.
and they selling drugs, so we call it magic power.
Magic power is crazy.
Y'all ready?
Magic power
Y'all ready?
is insane.
Yeah.
That's not what it's called.
See, we got drugs and niggas selling drugs and they got magic. So we call it magic power.
Magic power is hilarious. No, it's called Bone Parish.
Niggas say I can't do nothing else but drug shows. Okay, I got something for them. Look, we're going to take this shit down to New Orleans and we're going to have them selling drugs, right? But this time, they got magic powers. Who said I'm not creative?
I'm telling you, that meme that I posted about 50 is coming true every day. Every time we get a new announcement from 50.
We got drugs in New York. We got drugs while boxing. We got drugs while doing magic.
Come on, 50, do the thing. It's a show
right.
about drugs. Yay! Greenlit.
Next time he gonna have like a Succession type show about corporate America, but they gonna be moving packs in there too.
Yep, and it's
right?
gonna star Braden's character,
Mm-hmm.
actor, whatever.
He gonna have a reality TV show on Stars about drug dealers and their wives.
Ooh,
right?
Drug dealer wives.
We gotta expand my drug empire, my drug media empire.
And next up, I got a collaboration with Tyler Perry. It's called Drug Dealing Sisters.
Drug Dealing Sisters. No, for sure.
Make it happen. I'm not going to watch that shit, but
For
make
sure.
it happen. Oh, and the reality show can be with Zeus.
Whole psyop set up.
Oh, man.